ragazzi e bentornati sul canale del Pipistrello d'Arezzo per questo nuovo gameplay di Avowed. Si continua ragazzi. Mi raccomando, non mancate di seguirci e di iscrivervi al nostro canale Pipistrello d'Arezzo, perché è appena arrivato sul nostro canale il famoso unboxing dell'orologio di lusso, del nostro primo orologio di lusso Rolex. Quindi mi raccomando ragazzi, andate a vederlo sul canale. Grazie ancora. Adesso si continua, dobbiamo andare a Fior Messo Inverno con i nostri compagni. E qua il metodo dell'Animanzia, quindi si parte. Arrivare laggiù. Penso da qua perché
Hold a moment. They tell me you're going to Emerald Stair. Business or pleasure?
Lavoro, sto indagando sulla piaga di sogno.
Well, just remember to cover your mouth, sneeze into your elbow, and sleep with lavender under your pillow. Fair warning, Envoy. Before you showed up, Inquisitor Ludwig barged past me. She was looking none too pleased. Might have had something to do with that poor fellow who got strung up. I didn't ask. The less I know, the better. Anyway, I thought you should know Ludwig's on the prowl. Tread lightly.
As long as she's not on our scent. Hopefully, your handling of Egwolf brought us some grace with her.
Oh, one other thing. A desperate young man at your embassy asked me to deliver this to you. Apparently his expedition team has run into some trouble in the caves north of the city.
Che cosa c'entra con me?
I mean, you're the envoy, aren't you? The lad asked for you by name. I reckon he was a little starstruck by the whole idea, and no one else could spare the time. Oh, and I wouldn't wait too long. Those caves have been unstable the last few days. Roots and earthquakes and the like. Take care out there, envoy.
Eccolo qua, la supplica di Ofric. Caro inviato, mi scuso per il disturbo. Il segretario dell'ambasciatore mi ha detto che potresti passare di qui mentre ti dirigi verso Fior. So che hai affari urgenti da affrontare con gli animanti, ma prima che tu vada ho un problema importante che necessita della tua particolare attenzione come rappresentante dell'imperatore, naturalmente degli dei. Se potessi dedicarmi anche solo un momento te ne sarei eternamente grato. Sarò fuori dall'ambasciata, è impossibile non notarmi. Cordialmente, esploratore Ofric. Ok.
You're cleared to pass, envoy.
Viaggio verso Scala Smeraldo. Ok.
And Sam sad to be leaving Paradise. I had no idea how tense things were with the Adirans moving in.
And Egwolf's death won't help matters.
Survival dictates you remove a threat as soon as it makes itself known. That's exactly what you did.
Regardless, the Steel Garrote will see this as an excuse to crack down. I get the feeling they've been looking for one.
Steel Garrote? I figured they're just more intense Adiran soldiers.
They'll have their work cut out for them here. About half the people who come to the Living Lands are fugitives or exiles from something.
I don't like that Ludwig woman. She gives me the vrikas.
Yeah, I've seen floggings gentler than the scolding she gave Hilgard. One's tacking when the other's jibing, if you catch my drift. And that's gonna mean trouble for everyone around them before long.
Then it's a good thing we're getting out of the city.
Yeah, Much as Liviana misses our company, I wouldn't count on your mysterious friend reviving you a second time.
Are you listening to that friend when you go all blank-eyed from time to time? Does your special friend talk to you? I mean, I had an imaginary friend when I was little, but they never brought me back from the dead.
He means that with all due professional respect, of course.
How do you know this friend doesn't mean us any harm? Unless they have their own use for you. That's what's giving me the shakes.
We're headed to Fior Messi Verno to see if the Animancers know anything about the Dream Scourge, right? Maybe we'll learn something about your condition in the process.
Right. When it comes time to deal with Animancers, you two are on your own.
Most fun things are.
They can stand around and have scholarly debates about souls all they want. Gives me a great opportunity to take a nap.
I haven't been back in a while, but Fior is an interesting place. It was founded about 50 years ago by a disgraced Valian duke and a handful of Animancers who'd soured on politics in the republics.
Town full of nobles, scholars, and leeches, all surviving off the work of the farmers who grow food for the whole island. Right. You know, present company excluded, and all that.
Don't take it personally. Marius only does this with people he likes.
I'd say something back at you, but I'm just not feeling it for some reason.
See what I mean? It turns out that academics are as ungovernable as the rest of us rabble.
You don't understand what they're messing with. They can't tame the wilds with machinery.
They've held it at bay until recently. Their ingenuity, or madness, or heresy, take your pick, has fed a lot of people in the living lands. But, rumor has it, some unnatural blight is destroying their crops. We'll find out soon enough. And while we're in Emerald Stair, there's something I've been putting off. An old friend from my time in Thirdborn had a cabin out in the woods. Tama. He passed a while ago, but he left something for me that I never got around to picking up. But since we'll be in Emerald Stair anyway, you won't regret it. Emerald Stair's lovely this time of year. Even the Delimgon bloom.
No matter what I tell you, you keep picking flowers from things that want to kill you.
Hey, they love me. You just gotta ask nicely. Compliment their foliage.
Right. Maybe buy them a drink before they choke you to death with vines. Imagine a flooded area, but instead of water, it's all plants that just seem to want you lost, starving, and dead. Step on the wrong thorn or eat the wrong leaf, and you'll find yourself paralyzed or exploding out of both ends.
He's just trying to scare you. But he's also right. You and I have quite the adventure ahead of us, Envoy. That's the spirit. What about you, Marius?
In marcia.
What's next?
I have, things to do back in Paradise. It keeps me plenty busy.
Come to think of it, I haven't been to Emerald Stair in a while, and the Envoy's never been. Know any good guides we could hire?
None that could help the two of you. You need the best guide in the lands to keep you from getting yourselves killed.
Yeah. Who else is going to show us which mushrooms we can eat and which ones want to eat us?
Now that you mention it, you're gonna need my help if you're traveling through the lands with this Nimdoot. I have 2 rules. No campfire songs and no hugs. That last one's non-negotiable.
I hear wiggle room on the singing.
If we're done being ridiculous, we should get some rest. We'll be in Emerald Stair tomorrow.
Good to have you with us, Marius.
Right. Go to bed before you violate the hugging rule.
Avowed edizione premium. Puoi cambiare i completi dei tuoi compagni alla tenda dell'accampamento principale, presso l'accampamento di gruppo. I set di armatura collezione di ossidiana e collezione di oro sono accessibili nella scorta del gruppo presso l'accampamento di gruppo. Ok. Ah, quindi c'è anche l'accampamento, vedi, questo non l'avevo visto, vedi. Fammi la notte dall'accampamento, anche qui c'è Marius, c'è Falò.
By the way, I never met that Orlan girl before in my
Qua che c'è?
life.
What Orland?
Ah, i totem e i frammenti,
You
ovviamente.
The one in the camp in
Che
Shadow
croce?
Peaks.
Ah,
With
incanta
the
le armi
thing on her head.
speciali, vedi? Si può anche incantare le armi speciali? Però non... Nessuna armi a parte la fiamma primordiale. Ma non ho armi, quindi niente.
Yeah. Nice eyes.
Ah, qua c'è il
chipped
banco da
tooth.
lavoro. Magari un potenziamento magari della pacchetta, magari. Potenzia. Ah no, mi manca il ramo e la scala. Il grimorio non si può potenziare. La spada niente. Cioè, non mi manca tutti gli elementi. Creazione non posso creare niente. Quindi niente.
Thinking about her again, huh?
Niente. Qua che c'è?
You
Qua
thought
c'è
we
la
had a
scorta.
past or something. Then
Qua c'è la scorta. Ah, questo lo posso prendere, la corazza, vedi? Corazza speciale, questa quanto mi dà? La tua salute si genera lentamente e avete più di salute massima. Bella anche questa corazza Enguit, armatura pesante e speciale, qualità comune più nutrita. La soglia è la stessa, solo che questa qui fa più 20 salute e questa qui questa però mi dà più 20 salute, quindi magari prenderei questo qui, la corazza dell'ordine di ossidiana. Questa la prendo. Reti e reti. Qui c'ho, vabbè, armatura neri, la corazza in pelle. Ok, vai, chiudi.
never seen her before.
L'armatura
in
me la
my
devo
life.
equipaggiare però,
We could see her again if you want.
Ah, qui c'è anche i completi. Ah, vedi Ganzo, anche si può cambiare anche
Think you
completi e
like to.
personaggi. Però
Well, anyway, just wanted to
fammi vedere un
clear
attimo però l'inventario. L'inventario, perché io voglio, mi devo mettere, c'ho l'armatura piatta, sì, ma io voglio la corazza dell'ordine d'ossidiana e l'equipaggio. Guarda bella cazzo la corazza. Poi mi dà meno vigore, però mi dà più salute. Quindi per il momento lasciamo questo, che c'ho nell'inventario da vedere. Le maniche, ok, ci sono tutte le armi, gli elementi maggiori, le granate. Ma la granata si poteva equipaggiare. Dove si può mettere la granata? Ah sì, si può mettere lì, ok. Diario, dell'Animanzia, ok.
Yeah, a good talk.
Some women like the brooding, mysterious
Per riposare,
types. Just
si
gotta
può
work on your
riposare.
small talk.
Qui c'è la tenda. Riposare per una notte uscita dall'accampamento? Sì, vai. Perfetto. Almeno ci ha dato... non mi ricordavo che infatti prendendo la versione premium mi dava la corazza. Ah, siamo già usciti? Fotte trova, guardate qua che panorami. Aia, aia. Guai, guai, guai.
Fantastic.
E chi è questa qui? Yazli?
I was about to lose my wits.
A mind's question. The dust of the Akita in her. She knocks. We would end.
You wouldn't happen to have a ladder on hand, would you?
Ovviamente no.
No ladders, Envoy.
Siamo
Wouldn't
quasi
fit in the
riscatti.
packs.
You're welcome to my shoulders.
Shoot. That vase is far too high for me, and a ladder would have been perfect. But perhaps we don't need one. You're tall, striking, and well-toned.
If you keep encouraging her, she's going to climb you.
Watch out, Envoy. She seems to have a thing for you.
Careful, darling. I already have a lover. A good one. Skilled with his hands. He always carries a ladder. But, sadly, he's busy helping the Animancers in Fjord. And I need this vase now. Oh, absolutely not. Vidaro, the governor, is an uptight postinago. But if you want to know about the governor, fetch me that artifact. The vase sits atop that tower beside us, in the ruins there. And once you've got it, look me up. Yaxley, wizard extraordinaire.
Yaxley, maga straordinaria esperta degli empi.
Balrog in the bedroom.
You do meet the most interesting people.
Però il vaso degli
A
empi.
thousand faces that don't require going into some ancient ruins.
Vaso.
No one listens to me.
No, aspetta, io devo scendere, giusto, no? Infatti non devo salire. Però potrei anche prendere il vaso nelle rovine, Però devo andare a Fiormessi Inverno, dai, continuiamo la missione principale per il momento. Attenzione ragazzi, ci inculano. Maledetti funghi di merda.
I was just getting warmed up. Granted, I don't come here often, but when did it get this bad?
No, l'accampamento ora no. Dobbiamo proseguire.
You told
As if
us that
people weren't
animals
hungry
would
enough.
save our crops, and now you spoil animals.
What do you mean that's all you've got? Last week you said there'd be grain.
You know what I said. We only have so much to go around.
You showed up at a bad time.
Viaggio verso Fiormessi Inverno.
Ah, the Emperor's envoy. Inquisitor Ludwig said you might be heading this way. I am a captain in the Steel Garrote, envoy. The name is Alfir. If you're here to speak with Vidaro, I'm afraid you'll find the governor is
fuori di scena?
quite
In che
beyond
senso?
reason. These Valians and their love of animancy. Good. Perhaps he will listen to you. I am not fashioned for statecraft. Still, I think the governor is too stubborn to be persuaded even by the Emperor's finest. When diplomacy fails, the Steel Garrote will be ready to ensure the
Certo,
safety
col
of the
pugno di
Daemon
ferro,
interests.
bastardi come al solito. Di cosa stai parlando?
We all have our part to play, envoy. Until later.
She's as subtle as a broadside.
Does subtle mean something different outside of Solace?
Che 56, ma dove? Di sopra? Capisco dove... Ah sì, di qua.
Come on. My invention
Aspetta, mi ha dato qualche punto abilità per caso? Sì. Abilità da sfruttare, aspetta un attimo, allora, abilità allora che ci mettiamo? 73, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, allora aspetta, percezione, intelletto, essenza massima, vigore... mettiamoci la potenza, vai, che non si sa mai. Perfetto, aumentata, abbiamo l'abilità, e poi l'abilità però del mago, esatto. No? Allora, dov'è? Questa è, sblocca. Questa qui. No, questa della bacchetta poi. Ah no, niente, no. Solo il grado 1 posso mettere. Adonanza del grimorio, vai, perfetto. Perfetto, andiamo.
What's the meaning of this?
Look at these crops. Look at your city. The Dream Scourge is laying waste to our home.
There is no Dream Scourge in Emerald Stay.
How can you ignore what's right in front of you? The Dream Scourge is here, in the soil, and it's killing us. Oh my goodness. Are you a godlike? In that case, you're right on time.
Maybe you can talk some sense into our governor. Put the fear of the gods in him.
Seems more likely you'll have to punch some sense into him.
Excuse me, but unless you have official business, I'll thank you not to involve yourself in our private discussion. Very well. I hope you remember that behind these walls, your influence has limits.
I'm sure he didn't come all this way just to challenge your authority. As you can see, I was just proving a point to our esteemed governor.
A cart full of spoiled vegetables. You call that a point?
Emerald Stair used to be a lush garden for miles around, and now I don't even recognize it. First came the invasive species, roots and mycelium growing overnight, as though nature itself had gone mad. The Dream Scourge has twisted our lands, our wildlife, and now, our farms. Then there's no time to waste arguing with bureaucrats.
We definitely agree on that.
I believe that we can restore the land, bring back its soul and its sanity, cut off the Dream Scourge at the root. Our governor would rather ignore the problem. He doesn't trust Animancy as his father did. Before we can deal with the Dream Scourge, we first need to understand it. Unfortunately, new experiments have to go through him.
Must be nice that all the arguing isn't about you, for once.
I'm just trying to stop Chiata from hurting herself. Animancy is dangerous when you're shooting in the dark. You must be unfamiliar with Animancy. There's always collateral damage. Are you going to tell him about your family's basement? Or should I?
How dare you use that against me?
I know it was an accident, but look what it cost you. We can't let it happen again.
While we argue among ourselves, the Dream Scourge is tearing the living lands apart. Tearing our people apart. Really? Unexpected from an Adiran. But how could I refuse an offer like that? Well, Governor, looks like I'm taking some time away from my duties. I'll trouble you no more.
Your request is denied, Chiata.
I wasn't asking.
Your responsibilities are to the settlement. Turning away from them sets a precedent that I cannot allow.
Everything I have proposed has been for Fior, and you still refuse to cooperate. Under the circumstances, I don't have much of a choice.
Then neither do I. Chiata Castel, from this day forth, you are banished from Fior Messiverno.
Whoa, you're banishing her for that?
What?
Ignacy, we can't lose our brightest Animancer in the middle of a crisis.
Your pupil has gone too far, Quilici. Take her and leave. You're still a guest in my town, but to us, Chiata is an outcast. Perhaps. But I can't just let her continue to poison the minds of my animancers.
They aren't your animancers. Your father understood that.
Don't bother, old man. He isn't his father. I've done all I can for Fior Messiverno. But you haven't even tried. Now limp back to your giant house like a good dog. We should talk somewhere private. Meet me at my house due west by the workshop.
Another mouth to feed. Maybe we'll need to let
dobbiamo parlare con Giatta. Andiamo a parlare con Giatta. No, aspetta, dove? No, di qua no, però devo andare di là allora. Dove? Di là allora. Dov'è? Dove cazzo è? È sopra allora. Ah, è qui, ok.
That did not go as I had planned.
What did you think would happen when you confronted him so?
Well, my first idea was to mess up his house. I'm sorry you had to see that. What an asshole.
Giada, some manners if you
È testa di cazzo.
I thought she was being polite.
We're on the verge of extinction, but our governor is too busy protecting his fragile ego. I want to live in his version of Fior Messiverno, but instead I'm stuck here, in reality.
You did challenge his authority.
I know, but... curses. Without Fior Messiverno, I'm hardly even an animancer. My tools, the workshop, all gone. We'll have fewer resources to work with, but anything's possible. At least now I'm free to study whatever I want, on my terms. The Dream Scourge has been a thorn in my side for too long. Straight to business then. I can respect that. When it comes to the Dream Scourge, we haven't been allowed to acknowledge the problem, much less act on a solution. Today, that changes. I need help from the animancers around town, but as you can see, I'm an outcast. Don't worry. Ignasi can't banish us all. Manto Pastor is in the workshop due west. He's got an invention that can help us. Elia Rossell is an authority on the undead. Her methods are controversial, but useful. She lives in a cottage southeast of town. And then there's Yvette and Remy, our philosophers. You'll find them at the docks, southeast of Fjord. Each of them owes me a favor. Drop my name and they'll tell you what they know about the Dream Scourge. We're about to make history. But first, research.
Guessing she's not much of a hunter.
Consulti con Monto, consulti con Io, abbiamo un sacco di gente da parlare, allora. Questo da 41 e di qua. Aspetta, da 41 e dove cazzo è di qua? Sì. No, non è qui. Allora, aspetta un attimo. È di... aspetta.
My friend, need some water.
No, non è qua, è di qua. È di qua. È qua.
Founded machine. Oh, I heard there was a new arrival, but I didn't expect a godlike. Welcome to our modest workshop. Giada, what a loss. I owe that young woman more than I could ever repay. Unfortunately, I cannot do a lick of research while my equipment is underpowered and overworked. Yes, her theory of the dream scourge, I'm quite familiar. What I need is a stronger power source. We can't make something out of nothing. We're still limited by our resources. I could use a large single block of Atra, but harvesting it is difficult in this environment. Oh, wait. One of our rangers reported that an Adragon recently died in a western grove. Indeed, but that well is almost dry. I need more. An Adragon's heart can hold an immense amount of essence. The grove is to the west, across the chasm. You can't miss it. The rangers say a Delamgan queen holds court there. You may be able to retrieve it without violence, but most Delamgan in these parts are hostile to Keith. So you can understand why none of us went rushing over there to find it when we heard the Adragon had died. Still, Delamgan queens can be reasoned with, so if you want to get the heart peacefully, try not to kill her guards. Do be careful. Emerald Stair is not itself these days.
Well, let's go. That Adragon's heart isn't gonna yank itself.
Allora, il B è Elia, quindi... Allora là, c'è il cuore, ma non mi interessa, devo andare al B. Devo andare al B. Devo andare al B, che è di qua. Aspetta. Che mi devo consultare con Elia e poi con quei due coi filosofi, giusto? Esatto. B, c'è Elia. Prima si parla con tutti gli animanti, poi vedremo il da farsi. Vedi, la B è di qua, ma è lontanuccio comunque. La B è laggiù, che puttana. B è Elia e la C avete sono di qua. E andiamo al più vicino, 203, più o meno sono tutti e due vicini. Dovremmo arrivarci in breve tempo.
This place could use a broom or two. Maybe a team of carpenters.
C'è un forzerino. Che abbiamo? Bellame. Lusbergo. Armatura intermedia. Qua, non lo so. Il Fenning lo prendo, sono i soldi. Bellame non mi serve a niente. L'armatura c'ho quella, c'ho la mia, quindi è migliore. Ok, parliamo con uno dei...
The great mystery is...
Ecco i
Remy, look what I found. A genuine godlike.
Do you think they can hear us?
Let's find out. Hello, me, Yvette. You friend? Remy, take a note. Fluent speech and upright posture show marks of sophistication in the endangered godlike. We heard that Giada partnered up with an outsider, but I had no idea you were a godlike. Fascinating.
I suppose we owe her a favor. Or two.
Giada must have sent you to be our test subject. She knows how we adore your kind. Satisfy our curiosity and we'll give you everything Giada needs to finish her research. Deal?
Let's begin the examination. If you could choose, who or what would you be in
Cosa
your
avresti nella
next
tua
life?
prossima vita? Anche le domande.
Next time you go around the wheel, you might not get so lucky. Forget what I think. Let's keep the focus on you. Tired of being remarkable? Interesting.
My turn. Some would call you blessed. Others would call you cursed. The fact remains, you were touched by the gods. Wouldn't you say that you owe something to the rest of us? So, you believe we need your help. Interesting.
Oh, I thought of another. We all know that godlike can't reproduce. How do you plan on leaving a legacy after you're gone? Very optimistic, aren't we? I think that covers everything. Thank you for that brilliant insight, godlike. You're a credit to your dwindling kind.
So, Giada wants to know all about the Dream Scourge, yes? Such has been her research of late. Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Buona notizia.
The Dream Scourge is proof that an unprecedented metaphysical disaster can take place at any time.
Oh, that's a load off my mind. Sure beats not constantly worrying about the future.
How's that good news?
Questa sarebbe una buona notizia, infatti.
Giada will be interested to learn that the Dream Scourge cannot just be studied in a lab. Its nature is wild, so it has to be studied in the wild. Our machines and experiments would meddle with it too much.
And like anything affecting the soul, it must be connected to essence. Thus, if she wishes to discover more about the Dream Scourge, a Pillar of Adra would be a good place to start.
Ah, of course. The idea is a bit high-minded. Adra acts like a pathway for souls as they rejoin the wheel.
And the Dream Scourge is a plague of the soul, is it not?
So, just as Adra channels essence, so too may it provide a key to discovering more about the Dream Scourge. Now that we've researched the mind of a godlike, the next step is anatomy. But we've taken enough of your time. Farewell.
Hurry, before they change their minds.
Rabbira di là, perché ho parlato, a parte le strane domande che mi hanno fatto questi due stupidi, questi due idioti. Mi devo consultare con Elia e poi devo recuperare il cuore di Ada, raga. Elia e
Those are no ordinary farmhands.
A godlike in Emerald's Den. Well, well, maybe our luck's improving. I'd offer to shake your hand, but I've been elbow deep in Beatrice all day. Try and use their names, if you don't mind. It builds their confidence. As you can see, this is my reanimated corpse.
And what do you use for fertilizer? Other corpses?
I'm trying to demonstrate the value of undead labor. But of course, nothing is ever that simple. What am I supposed to do? Just let them decompose? Reanimated corpses are the future of manual labor. Cost-effective, low maintenance, and very friendly. Now, Beatrice, she's being a real problem, if you can believe it. Would you be a dear and reach into her guts? Feel around for anything that doesn't belong. Aha! So the blight got into my revenant and interfered with her raising. That confirms one of my theories. Not only is the Dream Scourge affecting our farms, it's disrupting Animancy, unraveling our work. Sounds like I have more research ahead of me, but at least now I have a sense of direction. Thank you for getting your hands dirty on my behalf, godlike. You're a natural. Giada Castel wants my professional opinion. What an honor. I have a few theories, but no firm conclusions. I have to ask, is it true? Did Vidaro kick her out of town?
Purtroppo sì.
That's our governor for you. Self-righteous even in his own ignorance. Very well. I'll tell you what I know about the Dream Scourge. But first, I need some help around the farm. I'm up to my ears in chores around here, and the Revenants can only do so much. They can't do complicated tasks, you see. Anyway, I'm afraid the time has come to put down poor Silvo. Silvo is one of my Revenants. My oldest, my favorite, and the pride of my flock. Someone needs to put the poor fellow out to pasture. And I just don't have the heart to do it myself.
Well, it's already dead. That's the hard part.
Era morto, la parte peggiore passata.
When a
infatti.
Revenant goes bad, there's only one option. Final death. And poor Silvo's time has come. Thank you for understanding. You can find Silvo in the barn. He's blocked the door somehow, but the window should be open. Just be gentle with him. He's a good boy.
So,
ok, andiamo da questo Silvo.
she just couldn't come out and say that?
Batti i Revenanzi.
This is why I don't take
finestra
bets.
aperta, la porta chiaramente sbarrata, però ha detto la finestra è aperta, quindi ci sarà un modo per entrare. Esatto, la finestra è aperta. Ok, ma come passo? Oh porca troia, come passo? No. Come passo? La finestra non è aperta. Come faccio? Come faccio a passare?
Glad that's over.
My farmhands are very affectionate. Feel free to pet them if you like. Poor Silvo. He was a bright young Revenant, but a very old man. Thank you for giving him peace. So, the Dream Scourge. I've been keeping an eye on the readings from my fields. This plague, as we know it, is a recent development. But I believe whatever causes it is older by far. Maybe even as old as the living lands. The exotic plants and animals, the twisted landscape, the Dream Scourge. They have a common ancestor. There's something about the essence in the living lands that's different from anywhere else I've seen. Quite right. A broken clock is right twice a day, after all. Adra is a conduit for essence. So maybe you'll find a connection between the essence and the Dream Scourge. Like the rings of a tree. A very old Adra pillar could remember its last brush with the Dream Scourge. Not to get too superstitious, but in these troubled times, the arrival of a godlike is no coincidence. You are meant to be here. Toward what end, only you can say. Well, I'm happy to give her some good news for a change. You and Giat are going to shake things up. As for me, I'll be keeping a close eye on my flock.
Ok, ci manca solo di recuperare questo cuore, perché andiamo a recuperare questo cuore.
I'm remembering why people find this place unsettling.
7 in the past week. How am I supposed to live like this?
First, my wife runs off to Paradise, and now this.
Yeah.
Who's there?
Just like the good old days.
Ah, hai cambiato l'inventario, Y nel vortice. Aspetta, però io sto sbagliando, mi fa vedere un attimo la mappa. La mappa. E quindi io devo andare qua, giusto? Esatto. Quindi posso passare anche da qua volendo. O no? O sto sbagliando qualcosa? Non ci faccio niente. Allora perché mi manda qua? Qual è la mappa? Ci ho capito una sega. Infatti ho sbagliato. Mercato contadino. Qua c'era fiormessa inverno. Qua che c'è? La capanna. Io devo arrivare qua giù. Come ci arrivo laggiù?
Yeah.
No, la mappa. Ecco, la mappa è qua. so, per là. No, mi sa che ho sbagliato. Provo ad andare qua.
Come and get me. This one's mine. Here we go! Left leg!
The trail goes through the ravine and into the glade. Careful where you step.
Qui è troppo alto. Arrivate là. Cazzo, è lunga, eh sì, c'è il ponte. Allora, vediamo se riusciamo ad andare di là.
Maybe we don't go inside the ancient creepy tower. Just a thought?
Potremmo anche non entrare in quella torre inquietante. Invece voglio entrare nella torre inquietante. Oh, salta. Attenzione.
Bet that was part of something once.
Allora, io però devo arrivare di là. Come cazzo ci arrivo? Ho sbagliato, io devo scendere. Oh! È così, no, cazzo. Allora, una rotta in culo, ho sbagliato. Ho sbagliato. Devo arrivare di là, da quel punto lì sicuramente. Eccoli, via. Culo.
I think I sprained my shoulder.
Fammi vedere l'inventario, Allora, proseguiamo ragazzi, con calma. Non ci faccio niente. Devo andare di qua. Cazzo è? Fammi vedere la mappa. Deve essere tipo di qua. Credo,
It's like nature's shaping these ruins into something. Like a shrine. For who?
Show me what you got! Next one's mine! That's one for us. Come and get me.
Visitor. It has been so long since one of your kind has walked in this grove. We are both of this land, so we both speak the language of this land. But why have you come here? A curious thing for Kith to want. Even one as special as you. It belonged to one who tended this grove for longer than I have been here. Sickness changed them, as it has recently changed so many creatures in these woods. It no longer recognized us as their kin. We had to stop them before their madness damaged the land. But it is over now. All that remains is their heart. Our kind has no need for such remembrances. It would cause us no pain to part with it. But wait. No. No! So many dead. So many of my kin are dead by your hand. The time for words has passed.
Here they come. You're mine now.
Cazzo, cazzo, cazzo. Ma come finite le pozioni? Oh.
Back in the fight. Point for you!
Aia. Ancora dietro, raga. È stata tosta questa, madonna, la missione. Catroia. Ci ha dato punti abilità, quindi andiamo a Costituzione. Mettiamo la Costituzione. Andiamo nelle abilità, chiaramente quelle del mago, che me le devo potenziare. Posso fare anche il viaggio rapido io però volendo, senza farmi le palle. Infatti missione qua. E io vado qua a Fiormessa Inverno. Cazzo è, madonna. Allora qua Fiormessa Inverno. Qua. Perché fare il viaggio? Allora dai, una cazzata. Perché posso fare il viaggio rapido? Sì, punti abilità, ho capito. Perché mi fa fare il viaggio rapido, porca puttana? Voglio fare il viaggio rapido e me lo fa fare, ma che discorsi sono? Allora, madonna, mi fa fare il viaggio rapido, pezzo di merda. Madonna, ecco. Da fanculo. Forse qui lo posso fare viaggio rapido, bastardi. Qua mi fa fare il viaggio rapido, testa di cazzo. Che mi fa fare il viaggio rapido sto testa di cazzo? No. Salta. Che cazzo, perché? Fanculo. È una cazzata questa. Allora, madonna, fanculo. Voglio fare il viaggio rapido, madonna buona. Perché me lo fa fare il viaggio rapido? Vaffanculo. Posso in combattimento, vaffanculo. Termine culo. Avete finito?
That's all of them.
No, me l'ha sempre fatto fare il viaggio rapido, ora me lo fa fare. Ma guarda te, madonna buona. Oh, era l'ora, porca puttana. Mi faceva fare il viaggio rapido sto testa di cazzo. Fanculo, cazzo, che me la faccio tutta a piedi. Se no che cazzo se l'hanno inventata a fare il viaggio rapido. Bastardi. Però è la prima volta che muoio su Avowed, ragazzi. Cioè, se l'ho vista tutta. Davvero. Prima volta che muoio, era forte quella. Meno male che ho preso il mago. Infatti mi devo potenziare l'abilità, è quello che ho fatto. Ora posso posizionare il cuore nel dispositivo. Ma ragazzi, la finiamo qui e poi stacchiamo, Allora, il laboratorio dovrebbe essere qua di sotto. Un po' di sotto, era là di sotto. Allora, andate qua. Era di sopra e di qua. Adesso?
For an Adiran, you're very resourceful, and a more than capable companion for poor Giada. With any luck, I can tell you a great deal. Now that I've got the heart, my thirsty invention will drink deeply of its essence, All that's left to do is calibrate it. First things first, let's have a look at your soul. I'm going to ask some questions to induce a physical...
Senti quelle domande.
No, not to worry, just testing your reflexes. Let's start with an easy one. You wake up on a beach, looking up into the sun. Your hands are covered in blood. It's less of a question and more of a stimulus. As long as you're honest, there's no wrong answer. All right. Let's try some word association. Tell me the first thing that comes to mind. Pendulum.
Divinazione.
Chrysalis.
Risalire, trasformazione.
The spark ignites a flame. An idea ignites a war.
Hello? You still with me? No, we should stop. This has gone far enough. Let's go over your results. Your soul has a fascinating internal structure, perfectly balanced. An artist couldn't have made it better. Your godlike nature is a marvel to behold. God, my condolences. Those two are a handful, even for animancers. What I see is something entangled about your soul. An outside presence that both is and isn't a part of you. It's old, dark, and rather tricky to pin down. Very interesting. Not without killing you. Fascinating. Thank you for getting my machine calibrated again. But you came for Giata's theory of the dream scourge. Between the two of us, she's on to something. Our farms are in great peril. The essence has been drained from the land, diverted, like the flow of a river. And risk joining her in exile? No. Without this workshop, we have nothing. Regardless, essence doesn't just disappear. It must be going somewhere. All I can tell you is keep looking. You'll find what you're after. As much as I hate giving people bad news, that's all I have. Please give Giata my fondest regards.
Keep looking, huh?
Confrontiamoci con
Getting a
Giata.
bad feeling about what we'll find.
I'll be honest. He lost me when we started talking about souls. What did I miss?
I really loved.
Qua che roba c'è? Facciamo un'occhiatina. Polle. Ah, qui c'è del pollo. Questo che è? Macello degli anime dimenticati. Non serve a niente. Qua che c'è? Qua qui c'è Giatta. Qui c'è un grimorio da leggere. Legge delle terre viventi, interesse. C'è altro qua? No, c'è forse di no. Schiffi la posizione curativa me la prendo. Per quella me non mi serve niente. Ok, parliamo con Giatta, poi si chiude ragazzi,
I hope you aren't afraid of lightning. Where there's animancy, there's bound to be lightning. Good timing. I'm about ready to get started. So, did you learn anything of particular interest? And why? It's almost like something is lashing out, defending itself. Look at us. Barely even started. And already we're making progress. Monto's machine is working, Elia will keep an eye on her revenants, and Yvette and Remy are providing us an alibi. Under the circumstances, the two are not so different. I needed those animancers for more than their expertise. Monto's invention nullifies spiritual interference. Having it up and running means we won't get any false signals. Whenever I tap into an Adra pillar, Elia's farmhands tend to get a little bitey. Thanks to you, they won't be a problem. And then there's Yvette and Remy, the governor's eyes and ears. In exchange for privacy, I gave them a test subject. I'd call that a good day's work. Now we just need the right equipment for the job. When my parents died, they left me their life's work.
Il focus
An
fantasmico.
invention like no other. The phantasmal focus. Think of it as a spiritual
Diapason
tuning
spirituale,
fork
interessante.
or a dowsing rod. It has many functions, some more obvious than others. The problem is it's in the basement. I haven't gone down there since the accident. Since they died.
I'm sure everything's fine. It's just a spooky death basement.
I would get it myself, but I'm not ready to face what's down there. Terrible mistake. The door to the basement is just outside, around the corner. Of course you'll need a key. Please excuse the mess.
Il focus fantasmico, eh? Quindi dovrebbe andare qua fuori.
That's where her parents died. I'm glad we can spare her from having to go back.
Ah,
Okay,
ma giù di sotto.
walking into the basement of an Animancer I just met. Right, feels great.
Something's not right here. Stay ready.
Haven from the blight. Who grows here?
Wow.
I feel pretty certain that those people aren't supposed to be plants.
What a horrific fate.
Eden reborn. A life of peace.
Guards, we can leave now, right?
Poor Giada.
I don't. Anyone know what happened back there?
I think those were Giada's parents, or whatever's left of them.
So they're dead?
Or something like that.
You're back. You found it. You actually found my inheritance. Did you see my mother and father? Are they still there? I didn't have the words. All that's really down there is an unhappy memory. One that keeps on growing. For the time being, that would be best. With the phantasmal focus, I can finally tap directly into the essence of the living lands. I can also use it to smack around anyone who gets in our way. Don't worry. It's more durable than it looks. Kind of like me. The only thing we're missing now is an Adra pillar. And I know the perfect one. Naku Tedek, the old godless ruin west of Fjord. There should be some equipment waiting for us. Before we head out, let's make the most of our time in Fjord. No telling how long we'll be gone. And I hate to be a problem, but I do my best work in small groups. Chalk it up to performance anxiety.
Sounds good. I need to do some hunting anyway.
Once we're all together, we should trade ghost stories. Best way to get acquainted. In the meantime, let's be off.
Ecco un nuovo compagno, Jatta. Jatta si avvale dell'animanzia per comprendere il mondo che la circonda. Nonostante la scienza delle anime sia ancora oggetto di dibattito, è convinta che l'essenza latente delle terre viventi possa essere utilizzata per scopi nobili, quindi un'altra magia strana. Determinata a dimostrare le sue convinzioni, si unisce al gruppo offrendo supporto in battaglia. Grazie al suo focus fantasmico, canalizza le energie spirituali delle terre viventi per curare e proteggere i suoi amici. Interessante. Raggiungi una contesa suolo antico. Ok ragazzi, noi dobbiamo anche applicare i punti delle abilità, tra l'altro. Allora, intanto aumentiamoci allora il vigore. Il vigore, sì, non si sa mai. Poi le abilità chiaramente ci mettiamo quelle del che c'è il guerriero, la guarigione costante. Che c'è forza muscolare, che ci devastante, pugni di ferro, tagli sanguinanti. Io però mi devo potenziare però il mago io. Mi devo potenziare, no. Devo potenziare il mago, esatto. Esatto, questo. Invece mi si sblocca questo, lo scorpio di cielo, l'anello di fuoco, ritorno della tempesta, la lancia dello spirito, fu fortissimi. Bello, bello, bello. Ok, per il momento ragazzi io mi faccio anche altri punti attributo da mettere. No, ho altri punti attributo. No. Che altre abilità? Quanti oh, no. Ah, i compagni, ok, devo mettere i compagni, quindi Kai non ce l'ha. La Jatta c'ha 3 punti, chi posso mettere? Quello di poco tutti gli aliati, ecco, questo lo metto, poi abbiamo accelerazione. Questo qui della salute. E questo. No, aspetta. Essenza potenziale. Perfetto, abbiamo messo tutti i punti abilità. Perfetto ragazzi. Ora si salva. Perfetto ragazzi. E niente, noi ragazzi per il momento ci fermiamo qui per questo nuovo gameplay di Avowed. Come sempre io vi ricordo, lasciate un like, mettete un commento, mi raccomando, e continuate a seguirci iscrivendovi al nostro canale YouTube Il Pipistrello d'Arezzo. Ciao ragazzi, alla prossima!